Welcome to the Speeding Bulletin. My name is Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com. This is all the Superman related news there was for the week September 26th to October 2nd, 2008. IESB.net grabbed some time with a few Warner Brothers executives to ask questions about upcoming DC comic character movies. There's nothing happening with the Justice League movie as we know. The studio doesn't want to do a JLA movie just to do it. And the next Superman movie seems to be in a state of suspended animation, with nobody really knowing what's going on or who's involved. The only other Superman-related movie news this week was the E! Online interview with actor Armie Hammer, who spoke about being cast in the now-defunct Justice League Mortal movie. Hammer talks about the first time he put on the Batman costume and how it felt. Peter McDermott updated the Smallville episode guide with his summary of the second episode of Season 8, Plastique, while Neal Bailey and Douglas Trumbull have written their reviews for this same episode, with Doug giving it a 5 out of 5 and Neal rating it a 4 out of 5. The third episode of Smallville Season 8 aired in the US this week. Titled Toxic, this episode saw Oliver falling ill at a charity event and Clark and Chloe discovering their friend has only hours to live. Oliver soon descends into delirium and is overcome by memories of his time on the island and when he first met Tess. Meanwhile, Clark and Chloe's fruitless search for a cure pushes Chloe to try out her new powers, much to Clark's surprise. Look for our episode summary and reviews over the next few days. Once again, there were plenty of Smallville interviews posted around the web. Erica Durance, Justin Hartley and Sam Witwer spoke with the CW Source about Season 8, while G4TV.com posted an in-depth interview with Erica Durance on Attack of the Show, where she talked about Season 8, wanting to get Tom Welling into the tights, and fan reactions at comic conventions. TVGuide.com posted the first part of a two-part interview with Alison Mack about her role as Chloe Sullivan in this season. In the spoilers department, Matt Mitovich at TVGuide.com revealed that in an Episode 8 flashback, we see a young Chloe kissing a young Clark in the farmhouse hayloft. While not to be outdone, Osceola has his own spoiler over at EW.com where he reveals that bad things will happen at Jimmy and Chloe's wedding reception. DC Comics opened their Baltimore Comic Con schedule with the DC Nation panel with Dan Didio, Jeff Johns, James Robinson and Sterling Gates revealing details on the upcoming Superman and Supergirl books. Didio pointed out that as October has 5 Wednesdays, there will be an important Superman book coming out each week, with the new Krypton special being chief among them. DC Comics also held a Superman panel at the Baltimore Comic Con with Matt Idelson, Sterling Gates, James Robinson, Jeff Johns and Jamal Igle all in attendance. Jeff Johns revealed that all the Superman related books will have triangle numbers on the cover for the new Krypton saga. The 2008 Harvey Awards were announced this year at the Baltimore Comic Con again, with All-Star Superman winning 3 different categories. All-Star Superman won the Best Continuing or Limited Series category, while artist Frank Whiteley won Best Artist for his work on the series. Issue number 8 of the series won the Best Single Issue or Story category. Congratulations to DC Comics' Grant Morrison and Frank Whiteley on winning these awards. Writer Sterling Gates spoke with comicbookresources.com about his run on Supergirl, which started this week with issue number 34. He said, "To me, Supergirl is a living, growing, learning teenage girl that one day will grow up to be as able a hero as Superman." Superman comics we reviewed this week included Trinity number 17, which was reviewed by our own Trinity, Jeffrey, Barry and Neal, with Jeffrey and Barry both giving it a 1 out of 5, while Neal surprisingly was more forgiving, giving it a 2 out of 5. Adam DeChannel reviewed Superman 680, giving it a 4 out of 5 rating, saying, "Bittersweet as this was, really a story that only warranted a 2-parter. Superman Batman number 52 was reviewed by Michael Bailey, who rated it a 4 out of 5, saying, "The issue was great, I really enjoyed it and thought that for 2 issues I liked this title again." Superman comics and products shipping this week from October 1st include DC Universe Decisions number 2, Justice League of America number 25, Supergirl number 34, which has a variant cover available, Trinity number 18, Countdown to Final Crisis Volume 3 trade paperback, Justice Volume 2 trade paperback, Superman the Third Kryptonian trade paperback, and Superman Never-Ending Battle audio CD. The 4 weeks of online auctions to raise money to restore the house in Cleveland where Jerry Siegel lived as a boy when he dreamed up the idea for Superman has raised over $117,000. Visit ordinarypeoplechangetheworld.com for more details. SECinfo.com published the Time Warner Q10 quarterly report, which has a summary of the ongoing lawsuit over the rights to Superman and Superboy. It's interesting reading. Superman homepage reviewer James Lance continues reviewing story arcs from the 1940s Superman radio series. This week he reviewed The Phony Song Publishing Company, which sees Perry White's chef in some deep trouble. The Superman homepage Super Trivia Quiz was updated for another month. This time around, the 3 questions we're asking you are: which 2 villains team up in the episode titled Double Dose from Superman the Animated Series? How many policemen are in the car that first meets the 3 Kryptonian villains when they land on Earth in Superman 2? And what is the name of Perry White's chef, who speaks only in rhyme in the 1940 Superman radio series? Come to the website now if you think you can answer all 3 questions. Last but by no means least, thanks to Top Trumps, the Superman homepage is pleased to be able to give away 20 Top Trumps DC Superheroes 2 decks. To enter the contest, all you have to do is unscramble the tiles on the contest page to reveal the code phrase. Entries close midnight Sunday, November 2nd. Visit the Superman homepage now to get involved. And that's all the Superman related news there was for the week September 26th to October 2nd. I'm Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com.
DCU decisions. Lois Lane as a Republican. Now I think you guys have a little bit of an inclination as to my political leanings. I'm a Republican. No, I'm a Democrat. No, I'm a Libertarian. No, I'm a Socialist. Actually, I'm a little bit of every one of those things. But I get labeled a lot. I get labeled as a pinko, a libertarian, a conservative, a liberal. I get all kinds of labels. Usually, from idiots. But anyway, the point being, Lois Lane says that she's for a strong military because of the family she came from, and that she usually votes in that direction, which is, I think, fairly sternly indicating that she leans Republican, because that generally is the one, at least in the last 20 years or so, that is very much harped on the military, even though that didn't used to be necessarily the case. I don't like it. Not because I don't like Republicans. I mean, I've got a lot of Republican philosophies myself in the mix with all the other ones that I hold, but it's a more fundamental issue of character to me. I think that Lois Lane would not adopt the philosophy of her parents. I think she would be kind of a rebellious person, because she is, after all, in a largely man's occupation, and she's a rebellious person, and that's one of the things that Superman likes in her. He's the foible to his very stern, almost conservative ways. But generally speaking, I just think it's an excuse to rile fans up, like Arena. People are buying it because it's something that will get them talking, and I don't like that. I don't like gimmicky stories like that. I don't like Spider-Man suddenly becoming single again because he will sell more that way, or because the writers like it more without much logic. I don't know. Either way, we're 4 months from the election. 4 weeks from the election. Yeah, you know who I'm voting for. Anyway, I hope that one way or another this series comes to some kind of point and doesn't just arbitrarily go, ah yes, Ambush Bug is a communist.
Bailey Planet is sponsored by Gibbo.